Good afternoon, ICOHAT 2016. We are from Colombia. My name is David Alberto García Arango, and my partner is Elkin Aguirre. We are from Corporación Universitaria Americana and presenting the paper Analysis Project Integrator Nanorobotica from Levels Discursive Connection by System Engineering Students of Corporación Universitaria Americana. We are very happy to share knowledge in ICOHAT 2016. In this presentation we have to talk about some things. In the first stage is background, like integrator projects, and a study case, a discursive genres proposed by Michael Bakhtin. In the second stage, we have to talk about research design with some topics like hypotheses and materials and methods. And in the final stage, we have to talk about findings like results and discussion and conclusions. Let's talk about integrator projects. In second part of 2014, had begun a strategy called integrator projects. It was proposed for engineering students of first to seventh semester and industrial and system engineering programs. First semester students choose one problem to resolve related with some engineering solution in their social context. Next, they select a faculty proposed topic and a guiding question that will change from semester to semester. Every semester they have to change the guiding question. Next, they reach their objectives using what they have learned in the semester during all the program using research methodologies. The fundamental methodologies is CDU: conceive, design, implement, and operate. The evaluation system of the integrated projects have three fundamental stages. The first stage is research design, the second stage is solution strategy, and the third stage, and maybe the most important stage, is to share projects. The share projects is a moment in what we have a meeting, and the meeting is the purpose to share, to learn from other projects. From all the projects, we have many topics to take. One of them is a study case. In our research, we take a study case and a study hymn. There's an integrated project called Nanorobotica. This project is developed by 4 students, which one are now in 7th semester of System Engineering program. Analysis of general objective using guiding question and theoretical uses for our semester have been done. So we take every objective in every semester for one project, and that's the main idea, to use the discursive genres proposed for Bakhtin to analyze a general objective, just in one study case. But what is discursive genres? Bakhtin at 1982 says that the composition and especially the style statement depend on a concrete fact, which is destined by the statement how the talker or the writer perceive and imagine your recipients, which is the strength of their influence over the utterance. All discursive genre in every sphere of discursive communication owns its own conception of the adolescent, which is determined as such. So, if you are in a discursive sphere, then there is his own conception. Every sphere has his own conception. So you have to understand that conception. The individual act by which the language is used first introduces the announcer as a parameter in the necessary condition for the enunciation. Before enunciation, the language is nothing more than the possibility of language. After the enunciation, the language is carried out an instance of discourse emanating from an enunciator. Some way you expect an auditor and there rises another enunciation to change. Now we want to talk about research design. We have an hypothesis. The main idea is to show from a historical and contextual analysis the relationships of meaning between the evolution of the levels of discursive connection for various spheres and discourse genres relate to the project development. So we have to understand that the enunciation has to grow up to cover the discursive genres, so that the sphere and discursive sphere has to take some new meanings. Okay, let's do an analogy between topological space and discursive genres. This analogy could be done using the concept of border. The border concept is making an analogy between these concepts. Let's think in this. Think about an enunciation that is immersed in an discursive genre, and this discursive genre is immersed too in a sphere. So, our students, the students of the project, have an enunciation. The enunciation is some personal. It has his own particularities. So, it is comfortably to be in the enunciation, the personal enunciation. But there's something institutional the institution is emerging and is taking off some things of the personal enunciation. So, the enunciation has to grow up, but when the enunciation grows up too much, maybe the enunciation have to go out for the sphere. But to go out for the sphere and go to another sphere have to be a function. This function is not only proposed by institution, no. This function too is making by the personal enunciation using synecdoche and using the logical and using the anti-meme. Three things, maybe two more, but we studied the synecdoche, the logical, and the anti-meme, because there's a question, a guiding question, and the guiding question is in the personal enunciation. So they, to understand the institution, take a synecdoche, a part of the institution. This part of the institution, with the time, will be growing a little. So, to understand how fast the project has to grow, we have to study the synecdoche, the logical, and the anti-meme, because the anti-meme is the function, is part of the function, is the connection between the word, the personal word, the word of the group, and the word of the institution. The institution has the guiding question, but the students have the answer to the question. Okay, so let's go to the conclusion. With the study of the project, we learn some things. One of the things is that using discursive analysis connection in learning strategies allows to elucidate, to learn critical points and inflection points. The critical points is when the personal enunciation has to grow more and more and more, and the institution is against that personal enunciation. So maybe the enunciation will be a little smaller, or the enunciation will be bigger. It's like the system. And inflection points is telling about the change, how they change his impressions about the project. In first place, in our project, in the Robotica project, they were thinking in first, we think about the hardware. And next, they think about software. First, they have hardware. Next, they go to software. But why? If in the first semester they think about software, next they continue about software, and in the third semester they talk about software, there is a big question, because the guiding question in the first stage had to talk about physics. Maybe they think that physics is hardware. And next, we, with the guiding question, talk with our students about the importance of the software. But the Robotica project don't take software and hardware as one. So we think that we must do some new experience to take it in account. It is important to consider that what is posed here only makes relation to a project and part of this general objective. It is necessary more research in the analysis of group cohesion and the entire project. And for it will be forums and in-depth interviews, give more appropriate way for the construction process of the project and contribute in the construction of strategies for human development in technology. Okay? We are very happy about this space, and we're expecting to share more knowledge with the event at EcoHat 2016.